Speaking with Jonathon Trewartha this morning from Lincoln Minerals on JustStocks. Jonathon, morning.
Morning, Andrew. How are you?
I'm very well, Jonathon. Good to see you. Look, significant update this morning on your Eyre Peninsula green iron project. Just firstly, give us a bit of background to this asset.
Okay, so the green iron project is a magnetite project on Eyre Peninsula. It was previously owned by Centrex, and in the JV with Wuhan and some of it is Bautal. They spent over $75 million developing it through DFS. It got halted on DFS phase and approvals because of the metal price hit 50, and was just dormant. And it was in our stables for nearly 4 or 5 years. I came in, we did a deep dive on the projects, and we came out with 1.2 billion tonnes at 23%.
And how does that compare in terms of size and grade with other magnetite projects?
Oh, look, it is in terms of size, it's on the medium level, but in terms of grade, it produces a good metallurgical grade of about 68, 69%, which is high. It's also a coarse grind at 75, which is a huge advantage. And the other thing is that our infrastructure is we've got ports within 200 kilometres. We've got power lines actually going on our tenements, but luckily not over our pits. And there's a new desal plant being built in Port Lincoln, and there's talk about a Northerns project, large desal plant somewhere else in the Eyre Peninsula. So it's not only a great project, it's also got those infrastructure issues lined up.
And what are you thinking, Jonathon, in terms of potential partnering discussions?
Well, that's our key thing. Is that our focus is graphite. We've got an awesome high grade graphite project at surface. These projects are big. These are 800 million to 1.5 billion capital. So we're looking straight away for a partner, and we can support that partner in whatever way they want. But this will be we see it's not as a distraction to us. We're blessed by having a director called Julian Babasi, who's got a lot of experience in his ex-Regal funds, and so he'll be leading looking for the partner.
Well, you say the focus for Lincoln is on the graphite. What are the upcoming milestones? What are the near-term work programs for Kookaburra Gully?
Okay, so we've 6 months ago, we set a goal that we would double the resource in 6 to 12 months. I'm confident that we'll double it or close to double it within 6. So we're coming out with some announcements, drill holes in the next couple of weeks, followed up by the resource. And the great thing about that, that'll increase our high-grade core. So that's looking good. We're then going to, for the graphite, roll on to our pre-feasibility study, which we aim to complete by the end of the year. But we've also got a lot of metallurgical studies that have already been done, and we're just at the final stage of revalidating them. So the history of Lincoln is 2017 was ready to hit the button, and then because of price was going south, it paused, and there's basically no work. So a lot of the work we have to do is we have to go back and validate it, and then we can release it back to the market. So,
but this is the second largest graphite resource on the Eyre Peninsula.
Yeah, it is, and we'll get a little bit bigger shortly. The best thing about Eyre Peninsula is there's a Hutchinson group, which is a geological that's got Savoy Graphite, Quantum Graphite, and ourselves. That's over 60% of Australia's graphite resource in 120 kilometres. And we've got great tenements over in the middle. So we're in a strong position there.
I mean, given your grades, would you be at some point down the track looking at downstream options?
Yes, I mean we will, and luckily there's a lot of support by the government to do that for us. But th this is a grade at surface that I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to produce a concentrate that is financially attractive to be backed. So the downstream process will be a bonus, and in that way it gives us optionality. So if one buyer wants just concentrate, we can do that. And then if the BAM process is looking attractive and there's government support, we can do that as well.
Well, Jonathan, I know there's not a great deal you can say at the moment, but you're also actively exploring for uranium, are you?
Yes. In 2007, Lincoln was IPO'd looking for iron ore and uranium. And so they kept on going to 2011. So we've reviewed the projects, and there is a pipeline historically, and we'll be announcing that shortly. And then on top of that, we'll quickly follow up by there's a whole lot of new information in that region since 2011, radiometrics, drilling, everything. So we're looking forward to actually spending that time reviewing in detail with all this new information. And you know, there are other companies up there developing near us, so it's looking good for the uranium as well. But that'll be shortly.
And in terms of location, this uranium mineralization's on your existing tenements, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky enough to have in the past Dr. John Parker, who was head of the Geo Survey for South Australia. I reckon he picked some of the best of the best of the Eyre Peninsula, and we've inherited it. So we're pretty lucky.
I suppose we've talked the magnetite, we've talked graphite, and now sort of what's planned as far as the uranium. How does that fit, do you reckon, with your current market cap, around $10 million?
We have suffered because for 5 years, the company had been mismanaged and forgotten about. So we're well advanced now with 2 projects, and we've also got advanced exploration to greenfields for our uranium. Even in the graphite space, we were undervalued compared to our peers. So now we're 3 companies in one. It's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts.
And you've got north of $1 million in the bank. You're not actively drilling currently, so you foresee that bank balance to see you through the near term.
Yeah, it will. I mean, we're just mining the existing data, and I mean, now we've got strong news flow because it's validating the old data, and putting it into the frame of our development, and we're in a good position.
Yeah, great to speak, Jonathan. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Andrew.